Okay, story time. We're gonna talk about Wednesday, May 19th of 2021. It all started with my mom wanting to go out for bike night. I guess they do it every Wednesday. We met some big bikes in Ybor. I took my Grom, Adrian was on the Ninja, my mom's Ninja, and then my mom backpacked on a friend's bike. So we meet in Ybor City. It was just mostly back roads to get there. I knew once we got to Ybor and met up with them that they were going to take off and go to St. Pete, which I wouldn't have been able to go with because I had the Grom and it was mostly highway. The Grom don't go that fast. So we get to Ybor City, we meet up with everyone, and I just really wanted to go. I was like, fuck, like it just seems like it's going to be such a good time. Really didn't want to miss out, so somehow I talked everyone into letting me go with. They all were like, yeah, we'll stick with you on the highway, no big deal. So we get on the highway, we're going, and somehow the Grom just was going 72 miles an hour. I don't know how I got it to go that fast or how it did that, but it did. So I'm mobbing with them on the highway. I had to like totally duck down to avoid all the wind coming back at me. It was super pretty. We went over this bridge that went over like the ocean, and there was a really pretty sunset. So we get to St. Pete and we get to this meet called Quaker. It's at like Quaker Steak and Lube or something like that. If you're familiar with Tampa and like the bike life, you definitely probably know about it. But we roll up there and it's just all Harleys, mostly Harleys. I would say like 75% Harleys, probably like 20% other big bikes, and then there was like a couple random other things like slingshots. My ass just rolls up on a Rick and Morty Grom, and I cannot tell you how many people literally laughed at me. Like not even in a good way either. Like people were straight up kind of making fun of me, but you know me, I didn't give a fuck. I did find a couple other Groms, which was pretty cool. Unfortunately, I missed a big group of them. I was like literally walking up to them and they all just pulled off right as, or like pulled away as I was walking up to them. So I missed it, but I did get to talk to a couple other people with Groms. And we hung out there for a little bit, and then we went to this next spot, and same deal, but it was mostly sport bikes, I would say this time. No other Groms. I was definitely the only Grom this time. But this meet was a little smaller, so it was more chill. There was a DJ, there was like a cigar lounge, a little bar. It was super cool. And we're all just hanging out there vibing, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, this one guy's like, all right guys, we're gonna have a slow race. And I'm like, what? No way. I go running up to him, I ask if I can be in it. He's like, yeah, of course. So they're like getting ready to start the slow race, and it was actually only 4 of us. It was 3 other guys and then me, and they were all on big bikes. And I roll up next to them on my Grom, and they all look at me and they're like, well, that's not fair, like she's on a Grom. And I'm just like, bike's a bike, bro, like it is what it is. I told them all, I was like, y'all gonna learn today. So me and this one guy get paired up next to each other, and we're the very first ones to go. We start going, and here's how it went. So as you saw, I beat him the first time, and we roll back up again at the cones for a second try. And it was so funny because when we rolled up to the cones for the second time, he's like, okay, best 2 out of 3. I'm like, I bet. And here goes the second try. Up to the cones, and he's like, okay, 3rd time's a charm. I'm like, all right, bro, I clearly won at this point, but if that's what you need, let's go. As you saw, I wasn't even time. But I beat him like I knew I would. So at this point, I had beat that guy 3 times, and then the 2 other guys had gone 3 times as well. And so they put me up against the guy that won from the other set of 2. And I thought we would have done like best 2 out of 3, but we only did it 1 time. So I had 1 chance to beat this dude, and I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling pretty confident. Like, yes, I did have the Grom, so like low key, I kind of did have an advantage over them. But like I said, a bike's a bike, so it was fair and square. I straight up had a fucking crowd of people, mostly women, which was the best part, but I had like a crowd of people at this point cheering me on. They were all like hyping me up. I was like, dude, I gotta win this shit. Like, this is gonna be epic. So me and dude line up at the cones, and the lady does the countdown. The rest was history.
1, 2, oh, okay. Get it, girl. Get it. Go, baby.
Once that dude put his foot down, I just knew. I was like, yep, I won. That's it. Game over. Dude on the microphone was like, "C money for the win." I was just like, fuck all of you. That shit was so epic. I am not even kidding. That night literally felt like a movie. Like, I was on cloud 9. I was so hyped. But yeah, that's the story of how I won a slow race and won $50. Moral of the story is to just fucking send it. You know, I almost didn't go that night because I was worried about the Grom. I literally almost didn't go, like, and that turned out to be one of the best nights, probably the best night I had this entire time during this trip. I hope you guys enjoyed my little story. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm hoping to have a couple more videos dropping soon for you guys, so subscribe to the